I guess let's start with your high school year this past year.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, top 11 in the state, all-state player.
Yes, sir.
What worked for you in high school so much this year?
I was kind of always just being myself. So like I played for Caddo Magnet, where freshman, sophomore, junior year we were always really strong. So I had a lot of freedom to be able to play with a lot of players, or a lot of other good players. And then senior year we were a little bit weaker, so I had to take on a bigger role. So I think I made the all-state team my junior year as well, but then senior year I took on a larger role, which really helped kind of showcase myself in it.
So I'm going to read a quote I saw on one of your recruiting sites talking about your own game. You say, "I'm skillful, very good one-on-one offensively and defensively, and have a high soccer IQ."
Yeah.
Go into depth about that. Why do you feel that way about your game?
I've just always been a player that has kind of been like noticed for that. So like I've been called into like higher teams because of I've gotten a lot of praise by like older guys, older teams, been able to play up, been able to play with MLS academies and stuff just because of that. That's the kind of game that I play with. So a lot of work goes into it. It's not like I'm just kind of born with it. You gotta work for everything you put in, everything you get out of it. I mean, that's about it. And I know I watch a lot of it, so that's why I say the soccer IQ stuff. So I think I have a good idea of what to do whenever I get the ball in certain positions of the field, when to go forward, when to go back, when to do this, when to do that. So yeah.
Just talk about that. Like you mentioned it a little bit, but being a fan and a student of the game.
Yeah. So my dad was a professional soccer player, so we've always kind of like we've always kind of grown up like watching, or I've always kind of grown up around it. He's also a soccer coach, so like, whenever I was younger, I'd watch the older teams play. I'd get a lot of stuff from it. I'd always gain a lot of knowledge from the older guys too, being able to play up. So I always knew what I kind of had to do and the roles I had. I watch a lot of professional soccer too, so you learn a lot from watching it.
Talk about, and we were going to talk to your dad, but I guess he's back in Bulgaria.
Yeah, he's in Bulgaria.
Yeah, so just talk about the influence of your dad. I mean, he has been a world traveler in the sport.
Yes, sir. Ever since I could walk, there was a soccer ball around me. So because of him, I'm not complaining about it. Obviously, I love it. I love it a lot. It's a really, really good thing to be able to grow up with him. I've gone through countless training sessions with him. Countless times he's told me to do this and this, and it never hurts. It always helps. He's been a really, really big influence. He's always told me that he's always told me that you reap what you sow. So everything you put in, you get out of it the exact same thing you put in. So he's really imprinted a lot of hard work onto me whenever I've been growing up. So yeah, I think he's the reason why I've become the person that I am today.
You've also gotten interest from Nashville SC, Sporting Kansas City, and Borussia Dortmund's academies. Talk about just getting that kind of interest.
Yeah, so I'll just go one by one.
Okay.
Borussia Dortmund, I was 14. I was in 8th grade, and I was supposed to go over there and train and trial. And the goal was to go and join the team. But as soon as I was going, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, so everything shut down. Then after that, it just kind of, what was going to happen didn't happen, and it kind of just dissolved after that. Nashville SC, they saw me play a couple times, had a lot of interest. They'd always bring me in. I'd come in, play games with them, practice with them. Always had a lot of interest from them. They thought of me very, very highly, but they just didn't offer me a roster spot since they didn't think I was they didn't see a professional pathway. But they told me that I always belonged in the system there. And then same with Sporting Kansas City. Okay. So I've gotten a lot from them and a couple other ones as well.
Why Trinity?
It's a really, really good soccer team. Facilities are incredible. It's a very, very good school too. I'm going into finance and econ. They're a school that's really specialized into it. So, it's a good school, good soccer team. I really like the school. The school's really, really around the sport too. So, yeah, it was an easy decision once I got there.
What are your soccer aspirations? Like, how far do you want to try and take this?
Well, college, obviously.
Right.
I'll be there for the next 4, but in college soccer, anything can change. Things can change really, really quick. So, if anything does change, it's always open. But then I also have to realize the probability of it happening. Mm-hmm. So if it doesn't happen, it's fine. If it does happen, great, and then I'll go for it. So.
Let's talk about your sister. What impresses you about her game?
She's just good at everything. I mean, I don't know. There's no other way to say it. I mean, she's always been a player to which her team they can rely on her to do anything. So it's been incredible to kind of grow up with her in that aspect. There's always been a little bit of competition between the two, and so she's a great competitor by herself naturally, and she's a very, very good soccer player too. So.
she's what, 2 years younger?
2 years younger.
So,
yeah. She's going into her junior year.
So where does she stand compared to where you were at that age? Would you say she's
What do you by
skill level even ahead?
I always think that retrospectively for girls soccer she's better than I am for guys soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll be a player that I firmly believe will be able to do anything that she wants to do with the sport. Whether she does it or not, that's on her if she wants to. So you know, I'll always be with her, I'll always support whatever she thinks, but she definitely can.
What's the best part of her game? I mean, we hear about, you know, what we read off about you. What's the best part of her game?
She has a big influence on the outcome of games. So like whenever she needs to step up, she'll always step up. She'll always get in not 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, however many she needs to in order to win. So yeah, they just came off of a state championship. Right. She won. She was the MVP. She was arguably the reason they won. So yeah.
Finally, anything we should know about you off the field? You got any special talents or any unique interests?
Just a normal guy. I don't know. I like going to school, study hard, work hard.
That's unique, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Work hard, play hard. You know, academics have always been a big thing. I always go and, you know, I always try to find time to hang out with friends and other people too. So other than soccer, I'm a pretty normal guy. I don't really do much else.
Just talk about when you started playing soccer. I know it was at a young age because you probably didn't have much choice in your household.
Yeah, it's basically been pretty much since I could walk. My dad, you know him, he's a soccer coach, very enthusiastic about it. So I've just been playing like for my whole life basically. It's just built into my blood, really.
When you look at how your game is developed, what do you think are some of the strengths of your game?
I'm definitely more of an offensive player, so I score a bunch of like my specialty is like scoring and running, making runs off the ball and like 1v1s. So I'm not really a defensive player, but like I can still play defense, but like not as well as offense, which is also another trait for my dad.
Well, and you said 1v1. That's also something your brother says he kind of specializes in too. So that's kind of interesting as well. As far as your soccer goals, what do you kind of you going into your junior year at Caddo? Right?
Yes, sir.
Are you starting to talk to schools? What's going on there?
They can talk to me June 15th, so I'm like getting all my like details ready so that like they can like email me and I'll email them. And I have a showcase coming up in California for the GA League, and so hopefully I can talk to some coaches there and get info, and hopefully commit this summer. But we'll have to see.
You got any kind of 2 or 3 like primer schools that you're looking at? You don't have to tell them if you don't want. But.
I'm really hoping for Texas A&M.
Yeah.
My dad, he like has worked there for a bunch, like 20 years for the summer camps and stuff. And like I've been there a couple times for their summer camps, and I just really like the campus. It's just a great place, and they have a great women's soccer team.
So you were Division II All-State first team this past year, and the team lost in the quarterfinals, right?
Yes, sir, against Ben Franklin.
Yeah, 7-6.
7-6.
Right? Which sounds insane.
Yeah, it was a crazy game.
Just talk about this past year. I mean, obviously had a lot of individual success, and the team had a good run as well.
Well, really, it's just we have 2. I mean, Division II school is Magnet. We're like a more like academic-based school, so like our sports aren't really as good as like some like D1s. But we had a great run this year because we had this other girl named AJ, and her and I really combined. We really like work together this year to like help our team like progress and go further. Like we were the 2 main goal scorers and like main assisters and everything, and that helped us go farther this year. This year we were hoping to go to the finals, but then Ben Franklin unfortunately knocked us out.
Beyond college, I mean, are you thinking, would you like to try and play professionally? Is that a dream?
I mean, I guess everybody like in the back of your mind, that's like everybody's dream, but I don't see it happening. I want to go into medicine, so that's like a stable future that I know for sure could happen. So I'm just going to focus into like academics and.
Talk about the influence of your dad. Obviously, he's a dad, but he's a coach as well. Just how much impact has he had on your game?
He's a great role model. Like I've always looked up to him my entire life. He's just, since I was little, he's always been coaching me, teaching me how to play, like do better, like better my game. And I think I'm the player today because of him. So I don't think if he wasn't my dad or my coach, I would not be here today in this position.
I asked your brother to evaluate your game, so it's your turn to evaluate his game. What do you like about when you watch your brother play?
He's a really entertaining player. He's also he's really good at 1v1s, and it's fun to watch him go around people and make them look kind of silly. So.
Well, if you end up at Texas A&M, I guess you could be right down the road from him. So that's
yeah.
cool. Anything off the field we should know about? Are you musically talented or any sort of other skills? Or is it all soccer?
It's all soccer. It's all soccer.
Fair enough.